Hi and welcome to another free.volous episode. So today I'm bringing you an up close and personal on the Clinique Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation. Long name. I did a poll a while back on Instagram asking you if you wanted me to test this one or the Essence one, but I still wanted to do an up close and personal on this foundation because I think Clinique doesn't get a lot of spotlight, maybe because they don't sponsor people as often, maybe, I don't know. And their shade range is really difficult to move through, but anyway, I wanted to test it out even because Lindsay Kelk from Full Coverage Podcast, she mentioned she's loving this foundation, and I really wanted to test it out for myself. So I decided to share it on a video. This foundation has a boatload of claims, so I'm going to do a list, and at the end of the day, with my final thoughts, I will check each one and tell you if it happened for me, of course, according to my experience or not. I'm at Clinique's website. The first thing that I notice is that on the sachet, yes, I do have a sachet. I got it, I don't know where, maybe from an order or something. And they say on the sachet it's for dry combination to oily, so skins 2, 3, and 4. But on the website, they say it's for combination oily and oily. So I don't know what's going on in there. They say it's a matte satin finish, coverage, full buildable coverage, and then the shade range, I didn't count them out. I will, and I'll put it around here. It seems okay-ish, gearing more towards the lighter skin tone, sadly. There's plenty of shades of beige, and you don't know which one to pick because they all look so similar, and they jump from darker to lighter throughout there. It's not an easy brand to get your shade match, but anyway. Now let's go through that overview. They say this is for combination oily and oily skin. So there's no dry combination like they say in the packet, but there's 3 instead of 2. I don't know. It's not my business. This is built with 3 serum technologies, satin matte oil-free formula that delivers beautifully even coverage and leaves bare skin looking even better. So this has a compound of a few actives that they put into the formula that help to improve your skin over time. They say it's weightless, medium to full coverage foundation, I believe, Clinique, with 24-hour wear. I'm not going to test that. And it visibly improves the skin instantly because it's a foundation, and over time because it has those actives, allegedly. It's packed with good for skin ingredients, Clinique's exclusive dark spot fighting molecule, UP302. Don't know what that is. Vitamin C, I've looked it up. There's a few vitamin C derivatives, not actual vitamin C, that would oxidize like a mofo, wouldn't last at all in the foundation. Salicylic acid and hyaluronic acid. So these are the active ingredients. And then there's SPF 25 physical sunscreen, because those are usually used as pigments also. That will help protect skin from future discoloration. SPF 25 hardly helps to prevent any damage unless you live in a very, very dark country or environment, and applying the correct amount of a foundation to reach the SPF 25 would leave you with drywall face, basically, but that's one's choice. I wouldn't rely on this as my SPF, just letting you know. You're getting the dark spot antioxidant fighting ingredients on one side, but on the other, you're hurting your skin with sun. So I wouldn't go through that. Also, if you apply this on top of SPF and even on top of moisturizer, I don't know to which point will the active ingredients penetrate to the skin, but it's good that they are selling it like this. It's fine, it doesn't hurt, you know, and you can make it more expensive. And I must say, all these ingredients are really nice, but usually these are very basic ingredients that you find on skincare. So, formula facts. Facts is a harsh word. 24-hour color true wear, 24-hour defense against caking, settling, creasing, poring, or streaking. Dear Lord, I'm going to check this out for sure. Physical sunscreen, okay, you've said it in your ingredients. Helps protect skin from effects of blue light. Yes, because it has iron oxide, but the amount of iron oxide necessary to actually defend from the harming blue light, which is from the sun, is debatable and to be studied. I'm not going to go through this in my final thoughts because I would go nuts. Oil-free, sweat and humidity resistant. Let's hope so, because today is really hot. Waterproof, non-acnegenic, dermatologist and ophthalmologist tested, fragrance-free and allergy tested. They say that it has sustainable packaging because you can recycle the glass bottle, not the cap. Just so you know. These are all the claims. There's a lot of claims. It's a lot of stuff. But I'll go through whatever is relevant regarding the foundation side of this, which is the only relevant thing for me. The skincare, I get it from my skincare. I would never rely on a foundation to do my skincare, you know. But it's nice that they have those ingredients. It's fine. It's fine. This has been a very long introduction and I'm sorry for it, but there are a lot of claims and I want to go through all of them, because if they say they are going to do something, especially on a very expensive foundation, I want to know what they are claiming and to check if that works for me. Before I jump into the application, I would just like to ask you, if you haven't already, please do subscribe if you enjoy my content. Leave me a thumbs up down below. Talk to me in the comments or on Instagram at free.volous. And without further ado, let's jump right in. My battery is dying right on time. So here we go with my sachet in CN52 neutral. And I punctured a hole in it so that I can squeeze out the product. And now I have my little palette here. Everything is sanitized. I'm going to take my brush to distribute the product. Okay, high coverage it is. I'm noticing immediately that it is oxidizing right when I apply it. I have my normal skincare on, my sunscreen, because I would never trust a foundation with 25 SPF. To get that 25, you would have to apply a huge amount, and this is a high coverage foundation on top of all. So, not going to happen. But other than that, it's going on really well, really smoothly. It is a bit pink on me. I don't know if that will be noticeable on camera. I've done a layer all over. Now I'm going to go with a bit of extra coverage where I need it. I'm still using whatever's left on my brush and the little bit that is left on here. A little bit does go quite a long way, I must say. My sunscreen is not lifting, which I'm really grateful for. Sometimes that happens. It starts to lift the sunscreen underneath. And I'm just patting it in with my sponge just to make sure everything is even. There are no streaks from my brush. Regarding the full coverage allegations, I'd say this may seem full coverage if you don't have a lot to cover. I'm not saying that I love the finish or the look of very high full coverage foundations, that kind of thick cement layer. That's not my style. But in terms of actually covering something, I mean, I can still see my skin and some of my dark spots through the makeup. That's just what I'm saying. So it's not full high coverage off the bat, and I'm sort of reapplying a bit. I just don't want it to go all thick and cakey because the finish is rather beautiful. And I don't want to overdo it because I want my skin to look good. So I'm going to stop here. And I'm going to zoom you in to see how it looks up close and personal. My skin right now looks satin matte, let's say. It has preserved a bit of glow, but my sunscreen, the one that I'm wearing, is quite creamy. It's the P20 Sun Care for Kids, so that could have had a bit of a part in that. And it feels slightly tacky, which is not a weird because, again, my sunscreen is quite creamy, so it can go see through the foundation. I'm going to try a couple of cream products, do my makeup, and I'll be right back. So here we are. This is the finished look. Right now my foundation is looking really good. The coverage is there, and the finish, the mattifying aspect of it is giving me less texture enhancement in a way, but it's still silky and satiny on the skin, so it looks really realistic. It looks like real skin, not like, you know, a drywall face. I went on with mostly cream and liquid products. Danessa Myricks bronzer, cream bronzer, Danessa Myricks Vision Flush on the cheeks and eyes. This is Sweet Nectar, in case you're wondering. On the eyes, in case, again, you're wondering what the glittery thing is, this is Twin Flames in Everlasting. On top of that, Sweet Nectar. And I basically powdered, I'm going to call it my W area, so this area right here, my mask area, if you like, because I want to give it a fair shot, and I know that I'm really oily on this section, so I'm not going to let the foundation do all the job for itself, because I wouldn't do that in a normal day. It doesn't feel as tacky as before I powdered it, which makes all the sense, but I do feel that my sunscreen is giving a bit more of that added glow. Probably if I wasn't wearing this sunscreen, I would probably have to go with a bit more of a glowy product on the high points of my cheeks. I'm not wearing highlighter right now because I don't feel I need it, and it's going to get warmer. So anyway, it is now 12:58, so it starts counting from now on. I'll try to do a couple of check-ins, and I'll do my full review at the end of the day. Let's see how long this lasts and what I end up doing today, if it allows the foundation to stay on for a long time, because that's how I like to test it out. So we'll see. Other than that, I'll see you later. Bye. Well, how do you do? It's 7:12 p.m. so it's been 6 hours since I applied my foundation, and I'm glad to report it's still on my face. I'm checking on my mirror. The only thing that I have realized is that I have a little bit of, I don't know, rough texture on my chin, and it's sort of wanting to peel off in some areas, but that has to do with the fact that I've been wearing a mask for long periods of time throughout last week, so I have lots of texture over here, you know, blemishes that are not anymore but still want to linger. Other than that, there's a bit of oil coming through on the sides of my nose. Nothing new there, nothing that I would find weird at this point in time, and to be honest, I don't even feel the need to blot. I do feel the need, I just pressed it on with my sponge that absorbs a bit of the oil. I do feel that in some areas where I've been oilier, I've lost a bit of the coverage, but nothing too weird. Other than that, it's still on, it's still going strong. There's a bit of glow on this area where I haven't powdered. It looks nice on my forehead. I did not apply a lot of foundation on my forehead, but there's no creasing to be noticed. The same with my laugh lines. I feel that once that first impact of applying a foundation that is set with powder and looks a bit too dry goes by, and my oil starts to act through, this meshes really well with my skin. So pretty pleased until now. I'll see you on my last check-in in a few hours. Hello, good friends. It is now basically midnight. So it's been 11 hours and not 10, but it's fine. Even better, right? What have I noticed throughout the rest of the day? I kept oiling up. I don't know if it's noticeable on camera, but I'm really oily, really shiny. That's something that actually happens very often with sort of more matte foundations. Over time, my skin tends to counteract that. Just to make it a bit more annoying, I've been touching this little bastard here, so that's why. Overall, I still have some makeup, at least on my cheeks. The colour is still there. I don't know about the rest of the coverage on the rest of the face. Probably I rubbed it off. It stayed pretty solid for a couple more hours after my check-in. So it's a very alright foundation, I'd say. So I'm gonna talk you through the claims and we'll see about that. Satin matte, yes, as long as you keep blotting it, especially if you're oily. Medium to full coverage, I'd say it's a good solid medium coverage. I don't know about the full coverage, but it depends on the person. 24-hour color true wear. Well, it did oxidize just when I applied it and it didn't further oxidize throughout the day. So if that's what they mean, sure. If this is meant to be, it's going to last for 24 hours on my face, it melts off. 24-hour defense against caking, settling, creasing, pouring, or streaking. It didn't cake up, it didn't settle into my fine lines or creased, it didn't emphasize my pores, and it didn't look streaky because I blended it really well, so sure. Physical sunscreen, fine. Oil-free, of course, okay. They at some point say it's weightless. It is pretty lightweight on the skin. You don't feel it. It doesn't, you know, feel heavy or anything like that. But once my oil started to move the foundation around, it started to feel a bit heavy. If I had blotted a bit more often, it would be fine. And those are all the claims as far as I can tell. Regarding the skincare ingredients, I addressed it at the beginning of the video. These are very nice skincare ingredients. I don't know about the penetration potential of the ingredients, but the vitamin C derivatives, the salicylic acid is great for blemish-prone skin. The hyaluronic acid, always nice. That special molecule, you go girl, and yeah, SPF. I've seen it's SPF 20 in Europe, so it's a bit less than the 25 that is said in the US. So all in all, I think this is a really nice foundation. It is quite expensive at least 38 euros where I saw it. It does have 42 shades in the Clinique US website, and on Feel Unique I found 41 shades. Those things. It's up to you if you'd like to give it a whirl. Clinique is one of the few brands that actually have these kinds of packets for us to try, although the color offering is really bad. But I would give this a whirl. Will I buy the full size? At this point, I don't think I will. It didn't perform in any outstanding way that I think I needed to, you know, fill in any holes that my current makeup collection has. But it is a pretty solid foundation as long as you blot it a bit more often than I did, which was just a couple of times in the middle of the afternoon, and then I got lost in my life. Anyway, my neighbors are throwing a party. I hope I don't get any copyright strikes or anything, but I think you won't be able to hear it. iMovie is really good that way. And I'm signing off for today. If you have stayed here till the end of the video, thank you so much. Don't forget to let me know about your favorite foundations. What do you want me to try next? In the comments below. Come and talk to me on Instagram at the free.volous. Subscribe if you haven't already. That helps so much. And as usual, thank you for spending your time on me. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye!